go. I think we're all set. It says we're live, so I hope we are. Let me readjust. That's not bad. How's that? That's not too bad. Okay, good. All right, who we got? Ray Castillo and Nissan Mead. If somebody could throw me a chat or a message so I know that we are loud and clear, please. Jason C., I see Ice Hogs on here. My sister Sarah, how you doing? Everett, Vanderhyde, good to see you. Ray, hello back at you. Mike F. says Lima Charlie, loud and clear. All is good. There we go. All right, thanks guys, appreciate that. And gals. And Bob Hunter coming in with his usual bunch of thumbs up. Thanks, Bob. Here's some thumbs up back to you. My man, Bob Hunter. Todd, throw me more thumbs up. Jim Jarrett, throwing me more thumbs up. I haven't really said anything, and you guys are you're putting a lot of trust in me. That's a lot of pressure. Hey, good to see everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Hope everybody's doing well. Todd Bone, good to see you, man. How you been? Oh, yeah, we're set up here in the boat tonight. Tonight, our topic is I'm going to talk about my best salmon setups, or my best lures. Well, not just salmon and trout, steelhead, for the season of 2021. And I got a whole bunch here. I got spoons, I've got meat rigs, flasher fly, I got plugs. You name it, I got it here. It might be a lengthy video because I do have so much, but I just wanted to show everybody what worked well for me over the year. And again, this is not the end-all be-all list. I have put videos out in the past on must-have spin doctors and spoons and meat rigs and flies. And these might just be, you might be able to just add these to your arsenal if you don't have these already. Again, these worked well for me this year. Next year, will they? Yeah, who knows? Most likely. They worked well for me in the past as well. So but every year is different. So I just wanted to give you a rundown on it. We'll do that later. We'll go over the fishing report now or soon. And then we'll go over all these lures here in just a moment. I'm telling you, I got a bunch here. So stick around here. I think you're going to enjoy what I got. I know my friends down on Reel to Reel, they have a channel here on YouTube also, Reel to Reel Outdoors. Good friend of mine, Adam. They just put out a video just a couple days ago, I think, on a Captain's Roundtable, their top baits of 2021, and I had no idea they were going to do that. And Adam, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to step on your toes or follow in your shadow or anything like that. I planned on doing this either this week or next week, and you just haven't beat me to the punch. So hats off to you there, buddy. But yeah, they put out a nice, allow us to tout other people's channels. You know, if they put out a good video, if they put out something I think that'll help people, I'll always give them a shout out or a thumbs up. And Adam does a nice job on that Reel to Reel Outdoors podcast, YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked it out, feel free, check it out. I believe it's Reel to Reel Outdoors here on YouTube, and yeah, they do a nice job. Hey Terry Hems, how are you? Good to see you. Cliff French throwing me a bunch of thumbs up. So I'm watching some cars pull in as I'm sitting here. I'm like one of the last boats here in the marina. A bunch of my boats, they drink too much. All right. Yeah, I'm one of the last boats here in the marina. I watched a bunch of my buddies' boats come out over the weekend, and I am done. My season is over with. This last weekend was our last trip, and that's it. I'm done for the year, unless somebody absolutely has to go out, and I'm not pulling the boat next week and probably the weekend after. I mean, if somebody absolutely has to go out, I'd be happy to take it if it works for me. But as far as I'm concerned, I think I'm done for the year. It's been a good season. It's been a real good season. I had some mechanical problems on the boat over a couple times. We had quite a few cancellations due to weather, but we had some really good fishing. We had 2 kings over 30 pounds this year. You can see those actually on the thumbnail of this video. The one in the upper left-hand corner and down in the lower right-hand corner were both over 30 pounds. And the other 2 on there, hey Ricky Pierce, the other 2 on the thumbnail were, I think, 28 and 29 pounds respectively. And we had a bunch over 25 pounds. And Randy throwing me a bunch of thumbs up. Thanks, bud. And oddly enough, the 2 biggest ones, the 2 over 30 pounds came on almost identical rigs. It was pretty much the same exact rig. And I got that, of course I got that over here to show everyone. So what I got is I got all my spoons, and I got flasher fly meat rigs and plugs and everything set up to show you. it's in no particular order, except I'm going to start off with things that really work well for me in the spring. And that doesn't mean they can't work well for you all year, but they really work well for me from like May, June into July. And then I'll move into things that worked really well for me like mid-July into all through August and even into September. But again, you could mix and match these things anytime you want. Just because I say it was a good spring spoon doesn't mean you can't throw it out in August and it's going to work really well for you. And and vice versa, BMK throwing a bunch of raspberry carb and stuff. And vice versa, just because I throw you out a spoon or something on there that I'm going to tell you worked really well for me in August or September, doesn't mean that it's not going to work well for you earlier in the year as well. So I hope you understand that. All right. And the plugs, of course, I don't have all the plugs. What I'm going to do, I had a request on an email. Actually, I've had a couple of them now to do a must-have plug series. So I'm going to keep the plug segment somewhat short. And I will put out a video here pretty soon on must-have plugs. And I will include all of those into that. All right. And so next week or the week after, I'm going to try to get a hold of my buddy Paul Schlafly, who runs Riverside Charters, and my friend Jeff Paycheck, who runs Hot Ticket Charters, maybe a couple other guys. And I'd like to get us all together and sit down and do like a 2021 recap, just how they thought the season went, and then also like a looking forward into 2022 to get all those guys' opinions and see how that gels together. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, I'll try to throw something like, it just really depends on their schedule. I know they're all busy guys, but if I can get them all to sit down, I'd like to do that. I think that would be a really informative show. These guys have a ton of experience on the water, and it'd be nice to see what they think is coming in the future. Okay. Oh, I also got my super chat reel here. If anybody super chat, you get a crank of the wheel. I just got some old braid on there. I got to rip that off anyway. That was a 150 copper, but a big king decided he wanted to take all that copper home with him one day, and I just haven't re-spooled it. But it needs new braid. Oh, sorry, it needs new backer anyway. So I think tonight that'll be my super chat reel. If anybody does super chat, you get a big crank on that thing. So thanks to anybody if they do that. Anyway, sorry, I thought I just saw somebody waving at me out there. No, we're good. All right, fishing report. We're up to like 80 people here. Yeah, so let's get the fishing report going. So I fished just a couple mornings ago, and it was not good. It was really pretty slow. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The majority of the big kings have gone up the river, even though we didn't get the cold water that we would normally get early September or mid-September or even late August. Those big kings, they're programmed. They're gonna go when their clock tells them to go. And so I think the majority of them have gone up the river. Some of the people I've talked that have been fishing the river have seen many in there. So I got to think that quite a few of them have shot up. I'm sure there's still probably a couple nomads out there, the ones that just didn't get the memo. They're still swimming around out there in the big lake. But I think the majority of them have gone. The water is still... All right, Nissan Mead's the first one to throw the super chat, so he gets a crank on the reel. Thanks, Nissan. Appreciate it. That's so ridiculous. I love it. Just so obnoxious. Well, speaking of that, I put out a video a couple days ago on a parody intro video for my future videos, and it's like 2.5 minutes long, and it's completely ridiculous and completely obnoxious, and it's funny, and I got a lot of really cool comments on that. Everybody understand that was just for fun. It's not going to become something that goes in front of my... Maybe I'll do it sometimes. Maybe I'll throw it in there every now and then for like an intro to a video, or maybe just a part of it, you know, chop it up and put little parts into it. But if you haven't checked it out and you want to get a laugh, check it out. I just put it out a couple days ago. Yeah, Jason C. You know, I was a little bored that day, and I just had a bunch of clips I threw together. And anyway, it was Nick Padula. Yeah, I know you watched. I saw one of your comments, but yeah, I think Nick commented on the pheasant. And I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to give a spoiler. But yeah, the pheasant part was absolutely had me rolling in my chair. All right. Anyway, where was I going with all this? I have no idea. Oh, the fishing report. Yeah, so anyway, I think the big fish have gone mostly up the river. Like I said, there's probably still a few more swimming around out there. The water is still super, super warm. Our break just a couple mornings ago, the break was down at 95 to 100 feet. And it was 67 degrees, I think, all the way down to 95 feet. And then from 95 down to like 104, it started breaking down to like 50, 50 or 55, 50, finally down into the 40s. And just really, really warm water for this time of the year. Really unusually warm water for this time of the year. It's made fishing pretty difficult because we couldn't really focus. We couldn't focus on the pier heads because the water never really got to where we needed it to be. So we knew when the run was coming. And the warm water has kept the other fish scattered. Normally we would have some nice coho around getting ready to possibly make a run. And that warm water has had them pushed off as well. We have caught quite a few coho out there, but we just have not had the numbers that we would normally have. And you know what? When we do finally get cold water, will it just automatically explode? You know, I don't know. Possibly. You know, would it be worth it to go out there when the water does cool down? Yeah, I think it would be, especially when we start getting those coho numbers. They got to run up sometime, so they got to show up sometime. And you know, it's just, I'm going to say it again. I already said it before. It's just been strange. It's been hard to predict. It's been hard to pattern, and it's been just plain out hard to fish. So it is what it is. The other day we had 3 bites. We got 2 of the 3 fish. I was happy with that. I take what the lake gives me, and I'm happy with that. I would love to get a limit of fish for all my customers every time, but I know the lake's not going to give me that every time. So I'm always happy with what it gives. And you know, there's days, you know, especially in the past where I was just fired up. I gotta absolutely do things and change things and find more fish and catch more fish. And I finally realized, you know, sometimes you do your absolute best out there. You throw your best baits out. You have the best troll, the best currents, the best everything, the best temps, best speed, and you just don't get fish, or you don't get the numbers that you want. And you just got to be happy with that. And I know sometimes it's frustrating for the customers as well, but I think 99% of them come out here and they understand it's all about the experience. And many of them have gone home over this past season with a nice box load of fish, you know, really nice boxes of fish. But every now and then we have the off day where we get 1 or 2 or 3, and it's just fishing. You know, I'll just be honest with you. Charter fishing is still just fishing. Just because you're a charter boat doesn't mean you have a magic wand and you're going to go out there and catch 100 fish every day at the wave of your hand. You can do absolutely everything right, and some days you still throw that dud. But anyway, I kind of went off on a right turn right there. Fishing's tough right now. There is some steelhead out there, and I take that back. It was the other morning we caught a coho and a steelhead, not a coho and a king, or whatever the heck I said. A coho and a steelhead, and I know a couple other boats did catch a couple steelhead as well. So there should be some steelhead showing up pretty soon. That water cools down around the pier heads, man. I tell you what, we could still see some really nice close shore fishing. Really nice. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm going to cross my fingers. All right. As I say all this, inshore fishing and inland lake fishing, I really haven't heard anything much on that lately. I'll keep everybody posted as we get into cooler waters and some walleye fishing as the water cools down into the inland lakes, and some good pike fishing as well. I used to tear the walleye up in Portage Lake in the fall. Just had some of my best fishing ever. As soon as that water got down to like 50 to 55 degrees, and I'd just go troll some of the net or the shallower shores, because as that water cools, a lot of that bait pushes up near the shores. I would just troll big husky jerks up by the shores, anywhere from 6 feet deep up to 12 feet deep, and just have a blast. You know, right at sundown until like a couple hours after dark. God, that was really a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I can't run the Tierra in there that shallow. I'll probably get some real funny looks, and I don't have a small boat anymore. But I think I will in the future, because I really do miss some of that inland lake fishing, panfish, walleye, pike, bass. I really do miss some of that. All right, that's really it for the fishing report. I wish I had better news for you. I did hear Ludington was doing a little better than Manistee lately. I can't confirm that, but if your port is doing well, or you got different information that you would like to put out there, please throw it in the comments. I always appreciate that, and I know that other people that come on here appreciate that as well. Adam's saying that you're on the big Manistee, not a lot of fish in there yet. Adam, I think a lot of them have already pushed through, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong, but from what I'm seeing out there, marking fish, and talking to some of the guides I've seen on the river, I know quite a few have pushed through already. And If I'm wrong, I'll be happily wrong. And I've been wrong many times in the past, and I don't mind being wrong this time. So we'll see. We'll see what the next couple weeks brings. Anyway, we're like 15 minutes in. I got like 100 people here. I got 38 thumbs up. I got a $5 super chat from this on me. Thanks again for doing that. You got to hear the reel go off, so very cool. Let's move into tonight's topic. It'll probably be a little bit lengthy because I do have so much here. And again, this is just the baits, the lures that have worked for me over this season. Again, the first ones I'm going to show you are mostly my spring baits, but again, they will work later in the year. I'll move into my late summer baits, so again, they'll work all throughout the year. And then I'll show you flash and fly, meat rigs, and some plugs. So let's get going with that. Wow, Jason C., according to Platte River, 0 kings have made it up there. Wow. All right, Matt President's just threw a super chat, so he gets to hear the reel go off. Thanks, Matt. You're a good man. That is so stupid. I love it. That's just brilliant. Okay. All right, let's do this. Spring spoons. These are some of the ones that have really worked for me over the spring. I will show you one thing I will do is I'll show you them, and then I'll show you my number one. That was absolutely my number one. So, yellow tux. Stinger yellow tux on a 7 or 8 color in the spring. 6, 7, or 8 color. That thing was fantastic over the last few years. One of my absolute go-to, the Dreamweaver Super Slim Buffalo Bill. In the spring, that thing is one of my absolutes. The Dreamweaver A-Bomb, brand new spoon for this year, but I had some really good luck on that thing with a 10 color especially. In Super Slim, that is a mag. I don't have any more Super Slims because some big fish decided to take them with them, or they got broke off other ways or lost or whatnot. But that A-Bomb was one of my really good ones this year. On a 10 color, like I said, that thing in mid-July, early July, that thing was absolutely crushing it. Blue Dolphin Glow, go-to in the spring as well. Super Slim, great one. Took a lot of fish. And you guys, if you've seen, all right, Wendy Me just threw me a super chat. Wendy, you get the reel. Thank you, ma'am. I feel ridiculous stopping to do that, but I got to do it. I like it. And if any of you have watched any of my videos, you know this spoon. Glow Frog, white back. Absolutely love that thing. That thing was still working for me this year, especially early. Through August, though, that thing, nothing. Turned right off on me. And that just happens sometimes. Mike F., get that reel out again. Yeah, bud, no doubt. Blue Dolphin, UV tape on it. That thing was really good springtime, July, June. Absolutely great. This one, the last couple of years, has been really good for us. This one actually probably won the Manistee Bud 333 for us a couple of years ago. That is the Stingray Gator. That thing has been really good on downriggers the last couple of years. If you got really good high flash days, high bright sunny days, that thing on a downrigger really, really does well. That's one we discovered here just a couple of years ago, and I'm glad we did. My fishing partner Jim found that one and ran it a couple times. Like I said, that won the 333 for us, I'm sure of it, one year. The Blue Chili Willy, Silver Streak, excellent spoon, all year round spoon really, but that is an excellent May, June, Julyer. Dreamweaver Wonder Bread or Super Bread, either one, you got to have that out. That's in the Super Slim, silver back. Great spoon. And then my number one, my absolute number one May, June, July spoon. And then August, really last week of July and all of August just went downhill. Never caught another fish on it. But the Gold Rasta Goose, the gold back. That thing was absolutely knocking it out of the park for those first couple, 3 months. Then it just took a nosedive, but I have no doubt that that thing is going to be good for years to come. That was more than likely my number one spoon early season. If you don't have that, grab it up while you can. And then 3 of my best slider spoons, free sliders that is. I don't run fixed sliders typically. I run free sliders. Really, these have been my best 3 free slider spoons all year round. I'll throw these out right now. Magic Man, gold back. It's got that orange on the back with the gold plating. That thing is really good on a free slider. The Riverside Super Slim, either the reverse Riverside like that one or the reverse. I think that's the reverse, or is that? I'm pretty sure that's either the reverse Riverside or the Riverside in Super Slim. Absolutely great on a free slider. And then the Moonshine. My gosh, I just totally forgot what this is called. Totally just not the Fireball. I forget. Anyway. You'll know it if you look on the Moonshine catalog. Oh my God, my brain just took a total freeze on me. That thing right there, the orange, really, really good. And that's in their standard size, not the mag size. Somebody I'm sure will throw on here what that thing is called. All right, Agent Orange. Somebody just nailed it. Thank you. Agent Orange. Thank you, BMK. Somebody else as well. Yeah. All right, thank you for the, thanks for the having my back there. Anyway, that my May, June, early July, those are really my best spoons. I'll move into more of my later season spoons now, and these are all mags. I really like switching over to a lot of mag spoons come late July and August. You know, the fish are looking to put the feed bag on. But again, don't be afraid to run some of those other spoons I already showed. So, Moonshine, Green Knight, and the Blue Knight. Both are great spoons. Both in mag. Like I said, these are all mags. The Moonshine Green Jeans. Of course, you got to have a green jeans, but you got to have the RV and you got to have the regular. Both of those are working really good for me again this year, just like a lot of other people. In fact, these work so good. So many people run these. There's times that I just don't even run them because I know everybody else is running them. The blue jeans, I really had good luck on the RV blue jeans this year. Not so much on the regular blue jeans, but the RV. Really good spoon. For a short period of time, like a couple of weeks in early August or late July, that green slice was really working well as well. These are all Moonshines, by the way. I don't have any Dreamweavers in this pack. These are all Moonshines. But yeah, that orange or that green slice was really working good for me. This thing, the last couple of years, maybe the last 3 years, on like a 7 or 8 color, especially if you got the water early in the morning or if you got the right water temps, that crab face Moonshine has been really good for me. And I picked that up from another captain a couple 3 years ago. And that thing's been really solid. This one, Downrigger Early in the Morning, Purple Nurple, mag. Early August, late July, really the first couple of weeks of August, this thing was unbeatable on a downrigger, my out and down, first thing in the morning. That thing was really crushing them. 300 copper also, really crushing them. A couple other ones, definite early biters on downriggers, out and downs. The Moonshine RV Wonder Bread and the Moonshine Blue Jackal. Look at the teeth marks on that thing. That thing was crushing them. Crushing it on a downrigger most of August. And then of course, you know, you gotta have it. It caught this new state record. And I'm gonna be honest with you. As soon as I found out what spoon caught that state record, I quit running it because I knew everybody would be running that thing. I watched the store stock just go right. I mean, out the window. Everybody bought this thing up so fast. But I quit running it for like a week and a half because I knew everybody would be. And then a week and a half later, I started running it again, and it started just producing fish again. But of course, I'm talking about the Raspberry Carbon and the Raspberry Carbon RV. Those are really, really, really good spoons. If you don't know them, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they caught the state record. They're just really good spoons. The Flounder Pounder. The regular didn't do so much for me this year, but the RV Flounder Pounder really did produce nicely for me this year. This one is probably my number 2 late season spoon for this season, but it's always done well for me. The Bloody Nose, in the RV especially. Yeah, that thing is tore up. You can see the teeth marks all over that thing as well. That thing got tore up for me this year. Kevin Rabbers, yeah, Carbon. Yeah, you knew it would be in there, but this was this was my number 1 spoon this season, late season, late July into August. By far, this was my number 1 spoon. That Dancing Anchovy in the RV. And you can You can see how tore up that thing is as well. I got 2 of these things. They're just absolutely hammered, just destroyed. The tape on there. But that by far was my #1 late season spoon. That I got. Why am I shaking that? It's not a Polaroid picture, but I'm sitting here like an idiot just shaking this thing. Oh yeah, this was definitely my #1 spoon all of August, late July, all through August. Even in September, I was still taking fish on this thing. So really good spoon, obviously. All right, so that's my spoons. That's my 2021 spoons. I'm going to show you meat rigs and flash or fly now. 98 people here. Blind Osprey, yeah, Tim, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You were on the boat all the time. You saw that thing get ripped all the time. Well, 100 people here, 48 thumbs up. Thanks to everybody that has thrown the thumbs up, and 3 super chatters. Thanks to all of you that did that. Well, let's jump into flash or fly. And I don't have a whole bunch here because really, I mean, other setups produce as well. But these are the ones that really stood out to me this year in my memory. Like when I looked at them, I went, well, yeah, that one was good. That one was good. But there's other ones that did produce. But these are overall likely my best ones. And I'll start off right here. 8-inch double slick Dreamweaver 8-inch double slick Spin Doctor with a pickled sunshine fly. That thing just always so good. That thing with the pickled sunshine meat rig, which is on here now, or the pickled sunshine fly, each and every year, one of my absolute best. And it's not in my #1, and I'm surprised it's not. But this thing is probably my #2 or my #3 for the year. Pickled sunshine fly or pickled sunshine meat rig on that 8-inch double glow pearl Dreamweaver Spin Doctor. Thing is fantastic. And you've heard me say that before, so I know you're not surprised. What was the biggest king that hit in my boat this year? We had 2 over 30 pounds, right? Both of them were like 30.5 pounds. The pickle rig, yeah, Bob, you know it. You know it, buddy. The pickle rig. All right, Dragon Slayer in a 10-inch with a KRW green crinkle fly. Right? Actually, that's the Dreamweaver KRW, or I'm sorry, the Dreamweaver green crinkle fly. But either the KRW green crinkle or the Dreamweaver, both are really, really good. And I got some custom beads on there. I do a lot of custom bead stuff, and you know, really it's up to you what beads you want to run. Running the beads that come on them, there's really nothing wrong with that. I customize some things just because it's worked for me in the past, and so I stick with it. The Livewire, the 8-inch Dreamweaver Livewire Spin Doctor. All right, David Hatter. Do you think the fish are going to come in close to the pier heads? The storm's back. Dave, I don't know if there's fish are going to come to the pier heads or not. If we get really cold water, don't be surprised if the few that are left out there do come around. And Dave, you get the super chat reel for super chatting. It's so ridiculous. I love it. Thank you, sir, for throwing that super chat out there. I wish I had a better answer to your question, but really right now it's just a crapshoot. It's hard to say what has gone on the river and what hasn't. So anyway, all right. The Livewire, the 8-inch Dreamweaver Livewire Spin Doctor with the Dreamweaver Green Mile meat rig. That thing for me over the years has been one of my absolute best. I got a different meat head on there. That's a John King UV meat head. That thing's done well for me. But just the standard meat head that comes with those Spin Doctor or those meat rigs from Dreamweaver are absolutely fine. So, Green Mile on the Livewire. We have a Pro Troll 2-face, but also the Dreamweaver 8-inch 2-face Spin Doctor also works really well. That's the dark blue fly that I have on there. That thing caught great fish for me this year. I have some custom UV beads on there. Those are 12 millimeter UV beads on there. Those are hard to find, but those did pretty well for me this year. But don't be afraid to, like I said, run the beads that do come on these rigs. We tried them, we test them, we know they work. But yeah, the 2-face, either the Pro Troll or the Dreamweaver, that dark blue fly, that produced well for me. One of my best meat rigs over the last couple of years, the Purple Valium, either the 8-inch. The 8-inch I'd like a little bit more, but that's the 10-inch, and that has a diabolical Purple War Frog meat rig on it. That's been doing really well over the last couple of years. Took some nice fish this year as well. My number one meat rig for the year, it came down to probably one of two. It's the pickle rig. That's my number one meat rig for the year. But this one was really producing well at a time as well. The Chrome Killer Spin Doctor with a KRW pickled sun, or gosh, I just confused the two. A KRW Riverside meat rig. That thing produced well also, and that's got a different meat head on it. But that Chrome Killer blade with a pickled sunshine or a Riverside meat rig really does well. That thing was probably my number two meat rig for the year. Then, hold on. These two right here put tons of fish in the boat this year, including the two that went over 30 pounds for us. And it's the Kevin's Girlfriend, the 10-inch and the 8-inch. And this one has a Pickled Sunshine Dreamweaver fly on it, and this one has a KRW Riverside fly on it. And both of these, one didn't outdo the other. Both of them absolutely crushed it this year. Absolutely crushed it. Like when I looked over at my first mate, like Tim or Mike or whoever was mating for me, and I just knew it was going on one of the rigs. And I would have to keep an eye on my side of the boat, because whatever one I would have over on my side to put out would sometimes just magically disappear. And I would see it over on my mate's high diver or something. So these right here absolutely knocked it out of the park this year. Fantastic rigs. The Riverside Fly from KRW or the Pickled Sunshine from Dreamweaver, both are absolute standouts. Really nice fish. But my number one flasher fly rig for the year, and it's been this way over the last few years, the Beckold Big White with a Pickled Sunshine or a KRW Riverside fly on it. Yeah, right there. It's that thing right there. Takes so many fish for me. Early morning, mid-morning, late morning, evening, late evening, you name it. That thing right there absolutely destroys it. Chance Flores, thank you, Chris, for all the helpful videos this season. Chance, you are more than welcome, and you get to hear the super obnoxious super chat reel go off. Love that sound, though. Gotta love that sound. Thank you. Yeah, that thing right there, absolutely every year crushes fish. And again, I got some custom beads on there, but really, whatever you run, if you run the Pickled Sunshine stock beads, you're not going to be disappointed. If you run the KRW Riverside Fly stock beads, you're not going to be disappointed either. It's going to produce for you. All right, wonderful. But really, it's a toss-up. It really is a toss-up. That thing right there was destroying them. But that thing right there was destroying them also. So, man, that's one or the other. It's one or the other, really. This one, I think, just out-edged it slightly. Yeah, really, really good rigs, though. All right. All right, plugs. Show you some plugs that's been working well for me. Grab a few here. All right, early morning. Yeah, early morning. Either of these. Both of these are all ace highs. All Silver Horde ace highs. But early morning, the double glow or the double glow with the pink stripe, both of those have been really, really good early morning. You got to have those out. As the sun comes up, this one was really good early morning as well. This is the ace high Mother of Pearl. I think that's the Vivid Mother of Pearl. That thing's also really good early morning, but also you can leave that out there through the day. That's just always really good. But those three were really good for me this season early morning. As we got more into the sunshine, or as the sun came up, these ones also produced really well. Let me grab some of these without putting a hook in my finger. All right, the Glow Seahawk. If you haven't seen that before, I'm surprised. That thing has been always good throughout the years, but that thing put some nice fish in the boat for me this year. Either the green or the chartreuse, and that one's the chartreuse splatterback. Also been really good for me this year. They just can't beat that rattle. The White Lightning, and that's the Super Pearl White Lightning, not the Chrome White Lightning, but the Pearl White Lightning. That thing over the last couple of years, not just my boat, but other boats as well, that thing was hard to find because of how many fish it was putting in the boat. Really good plug. And again, it produced really well this season. The Wonder Bread, that's the Super Pearl Wonder Bread. That thing around the pier heads especially, I found that thing really chews up the kings around the pier heads. They seem to love that thing. Also really good for coho. I found many coho will snap onto that Super Pearl Wonder Bread. I had a guy on the boat the other day. I believe his name was Ben. He was an active Army officer. We had a really nice conversation about a lot of things. But I believe it was you, Ben. If I'm wrong and you're watching, I apologize. But I believe it was you that said it. He'd never seen a coho bite a plug before. But we had him snapping at these Super Pearls out there that day. He was genuinely surprised. But what a nice guy. Nice family, too. But my number one plug this year, this one went several times for me. And it's really a toss-up. I'll stay with this one. It's that Pearl, Super Pearl Blue Splatterback. Came out from Ace High. I don't think this has been out that long either. They got this new series with the Super Pearl tape underneath. And then they're making it into some of their standard colorizations. So that thing right there, we took a bunch of fish on that plug. Downriggers, coppers, cores, more copper than anything. But downriggers and coppers, yeah, that thing was crushing it. So again, these aren't all my plugs that I run. These are just some of the ones that really worked well. I'm going to do a video though pretty soon. Well, I've done those must-have meat rigs, spin doctors, spoon videos in the past. I'm going to do a must-have plug video here in the future. So we'll get more into depth on plugs then. But guys, gals, that really is. Yeah, Tim, Blind Osprey, you know, Tim ran that plug. Tim made it for me for a lot of the month of August and into September. He did a great job. I was really lucky to have him on board. My normal guys like Jim and Joe and Ryan, those guys are so busy they couldn't make it up, and I was disappointed. I didn't get to see him that much this year, but Tim came out and he hopped on board and made it for me, and he did a wonderful job. Really good job. So here's a thumbs up to you, Tim, from me to you. But Tim ran the dickens out of that blue plug, and he caught a lot of fish on that. But we both did on both our sides. So anyway, that is it. That's my rundown. My top 2021 producing lures. As I said, you can mix and match these. I put them by season, but you can flip-flop them anywhere you want. And they're going to work for you. And I tried to break that down to my best ones. Hey, if they aren't something that you use and you looked at a couple and you went, nah, I just don't want that. Hey, that's fine. I respect that. It's funny how some boats, like I look at the Buffalo Bill, and my buddy Jim introduced me to that spoon quite a few years ago, and somebody else introduced that to him. I remember the backstory. And before then, I never would have thought about putting that spoon on. But after Jim showed that to me, and we destroyed lake trout one day on that thing. Just destroyed them early season. I'll never go again without putting that thing on. But it's just funny how you walk into a tackle shop and you'll look at something and you'll go, nah, that's just not for me. And then the next guy walks in and buys 10 of them because they work so good for him. I see that happen all the time. And I've said it before, it just comes down to confidence. But don't be afraid to mix and match, or go out and try something a little new every now and then. You know, I got spoons in my box that I know I've never run. I know I've never run them. And it's just because I look at them and I go, I don't know, that thing's pretty ugly, just like I am, so I'm not going to run it. And there's other people I talk to, and they tell me that certain spoon just destroys it for them. So it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, Brian, you're welcome for the info. Thank you. When they're biting, John, you can throw anything out. Not always, but yeah, you're pretty close. Right place, right time, Jason C. Absolutely. Todd, yeah, that is screwball, but hey, that's the way it is. That's just fishing. That's salmon fishing. You're absolutely right. All right, you're very welcome, Todd Bone. All right, what do you got for me for questions? Throw them out now. We got 115 or so people here. About 60 thumbs up. We got 4 or 5 super chatters. Thanks to all of you. William Keller, yeah, you had success on a lot of those similar baits. Yeah, they're all good. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. They're all pretty darn good. But yeah, if you got questions, throw them out. Otherwise, we can get out of here and wait for the Lions to win tomorrow night against Green Bay, because I'm supremely confident that they're going to. I'm supremely confident that the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl this year. Absolutely confident they're going to do it. And as the season goes on, my confidence may start to wane. But as of right now, one game in, I'm absolutely thrilled to say the Lions are going to the Super Bowl. If I were going to go out again, what would be my game plan? I'd probably do exactly what I've been doing. I've been running way offshore, like 400 to 500 foot of water, because typically that's where I'm going to find the coho or steelhead this time of year. I did find a couple of adult kings also over the last couple of weeks out there, so that'd be my game plan. Something about Nick Padula wanted to know what keep the wire rods from twisting this year, or over the off season, I think you said. Nick, what I do is I just put some tension on the wire. I'll bring it right down. A lot of people reel their wire rods all the way so the swivel comes to the tip. I actually bring my wire right down, and I put a swivel on there, obviously. Put it in the little, whatever that's called, the holder on the side of the rod, and I just put some nice tension onto it. And it normally will keep it pretty straight, but wire has a tendency to twist and loop and spin all on its own, and a lot of times you just got to cut it back until you get to nice, clean, fresh, whatever twirled up line, and just go from there. And then when you start, if you've lost so much off your reel that you got to respool it, just go respool it. Somebody want to know about running Akuma 30s or Daiwa 30s for, I believe for divers, I think you said. I would step up to the 45s at a minimum. A little bit more cranking power, a little more line on the spool, gives you a little higher speed and a little more torque. Thumbs up to you, Nick. No problem, bud. Happy to help you out there. Nick, I watched your last video. You were tearing it up down there in Ludington. Well done. All right. Yeah, I was bummed to see you lose that big white paddle, though, Nick. Or hearing about you lose that big white paddle. That thing, I know you was destroying it for you. What's the best reel for copper? It depends on what you want to spend. But don't go cheap. If you're going to do anything, don't cheap out on reels. At least go a minimum of an Akuma Convector 55 series, or for smaller ones, the 45 series. Both are going to serve you really well. If you want to step up, you can go to the Akuma Cold Waters. If you want to step up past that, you can go to the Daiwa Saltists, something in that higher end range. But the last thing you want to do is, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I ran Akuma Magda Pros way back in the day, and they are absolute junk. I've said that on another video. They were horrible, and I hated every time I had that thing in my hands. In the same sense, I had old Penn 209s and 330, just the old stuff. And if you got that, I'm not trashing you. Don't worry, I get it. I was there one time also, and they can work. There's nothing wrong with a Penn 209. It'll work for you. Those things are basically bulletproof. But my gosh, there's better stuff out there, faster stuff, more powerful stuff. So what I'm saying is, if you're gonna go to if you're brand new and you're thinking, man, what reel do I want to get? Don't go super cheap. You'll be looking to upgrade probably by the following season. So you might as well just do it now. You buy nice or you buy twice, and that's a rule of thumb that I live with now. Yeah, those Magda Pros. Those things. Oh, I almost threw them overboard so many times. All right, looks like the questions are tapering down, or I missed some. If you got more, throw them out now. Otherwise, we'll get out of here. We'll prepare for the Lions' ultimate win tomorrow, and the ultimate Super Bowl win at the end of the season. Go Lions! Sometimes it hurts to even say that, but I'm a diehard. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, everything's winding down here. If you got questions, you can always email me. And next week, missed something about tournament fly rigs. Yeah, I missed a lot of that. I'm sorry. I'll have to get you another time. But yeah, next week what I'm going to try to do, like I said, I'm going to try to get a couple of my buddies. Jim, I know Jim's on here, my fishing buddy. If you want to come up next week, come on up. Or I'm going to get like Paul Schlafly from Riverside, Jeff Paycheck from Hot Ticket. Jim, if you want to come up, you're welcome to. And have a little sit down, and we'll talk about the 2021 season, how we think it went. But really, I want to ask those guys what they think about the 2022 season moving forward. That's my game plan. I'd really like to get those guys' input. They're good fishermen. They know what they're talking about. So yeah, anyway, we'll look and see how that goes. We'll see how that, I'll get a hold of them, see how that goes. Maybe next week or the week after. All right, let's get out of here. Thumbs up for everybody. We'll see you next Sunday, 7 o'clock. Be safe.